everyone, my name is Akash Ridas Thurve. I am pursuing Masters in Cybersecurity from Technological University of Dublin. Now I represent a topic as a modern honey network. Uh, in the topic, they have main content like what is modern honey network and honeypot, what is the different sensor used in the MHN, what is Splunk, analysis part of the MHN, why SSH port in MHN, and MD5 hashes. So what is MHN? MHN is an open source server management system that allows multiple sensors in honeypot. MHN set to collect data from sensor related to attack on server. MHN make use of the HP feed standard for collecting data, and the attack was viewed on a honey map. Honey map for visual image of detail in real time. It's actively extract the information from various sensors and display it all in the Splunk. In MHN dashboard, they have mentioned last 24-hour attack, attacker IP, attack port, and at top attack sensor. MHN map, each red dot that pop up when you go to the map represent an attack on a computer. Yellow dot represent honeypots or system set up to record incoming attack, and the black box on the bottom say where each attack is coming from as they come in. Honeypot is a personal computer framework which go about as a snare for hackers as it emulates a genuine personal computer framework with accepted weakness. If the hackers attack into the server, then also the honeypot simulates the original server, while the actual server remains in safe side and the attacker was attacking the second copy server behind the honeypots. However, all actions and technique used in the attack has been recorded in the system administrated for analysis the data and information in the honeypot. They also have the opportunity to learn the black hat community strategy and take on the attacker keystrokes. Testing and reviewing is most often the data delivered on the honeypot. Any communication created by honeypot means that most of the time the system has been misused and innocent link have been generated by the offender. How Honeybee receives the traffic for its honeypot via a router is shown in the figure. Attack on the network, the honeypots collect and store the data through the server and a router. Many honeypots are connected to the one server, and server is connected to a router for connecting internet. This is the basic diagram of honeypot. There are three types of honeypot: low interaction honeypot, medium interaction honeypot, and high interaction honeypot. In low interaction honeypot, there are no operating system that hacker can operate on. Therefore, for utilizing the system and service to install the various tools and they interact with the attacker. In medium interaction honeypot, perform is weaker than the higher interaction honeypot, but it has a better connectivity strength, differentiate with the low interaction honeypot. These honeypots are installed at the network level of an application layer which is used to deflect the attacker. The last one is high interaction honeypot. This is used honeypot technology that collect more data about the hacker but at times obtaining speed is slow. The basic use of high interaction honeypot is deploy a real operating system to attack where this is connecting continuously to the internet. Classification of sensor. Dynia. Dynia is a low interaction honeypot to store malware threats. Then P0F. P0F sensing component are used to gather information about the attacker, check attacker application platform and devices. Conpot. Conpot is low interaction honeypot that main purpose is easy to deployment and maintenance. It is used in industrial control system. Hammond. It is one of the low interaction honeypot. Its main advantage is that it can detect malware on a rapid spreading network. It's similar to a Dynia. Snort. Snort is introduced to an open source network illustration detection system. Snort is basically a packet sniffer and packet logger and run in every operating system. Elastic honey. It could be a honeypot sensor that detect and analyze attack on the attempt elastic search server. Glassstop. Glassstop is a complement elastic honey and detect web-based attack. Kipo or Kavra. Kipo or Kavra is one of the medium interruption honeypot that simulates services such as SSH and Telnet, primarily for capturing logger attempts, action, and therefore specific usernames and password used by attacker. WordPot. WordPot is a WordPress honeypot. Splunk. Splunk is an analysis tool which is used for search and storing different type of data as an all-in-one page. It standardizes each information from different worker, then classification and shown them in an overview for the complete examination of the information. Real-time search form with the reload the content automatically and same the log data is very beneficial feature in Splunk. The attached image shows the overview of the Splunk. In the overview, they have mentioned attacks, unique attack, unique MD5 hashes, unique URL, and command executed. They have mentioned attack is high or low. They have high attack compared to yesterday. Then unique attack also is increasing, but the unique URL is decreasing by 33%. Analysis. To understand the true meaning of the process and amount of attack that took place over a period of 2 months, I was deployed 5 honeypots in different locations at Singapore, Bangalore, San Francisco, London, and Frankfurt. We have mainly focused on first two servers and look at the general statistics about the threat. The system details of the MHN is operating system is Ubuntu 18.04 version, number of CPUs 2, RAM 4 GB, SSD disk 80 GB. The top attacker countries. The highest countries are Ireland and the lowest attacker countries is in Indonesia, as shown in figure. The difference between the number of attack is notable is in that Ireland contains twice the number of attack than any other location. Attacker cities. Macroom is the largest attacking city and Annecy is the least attacking city. More than half of the total attacks happen only in Macroom city. Top operating system. Most of the attacks are performed using the Linux 3.11 and Windows 7 or 8 operating system. Using the P0F sensor, the passive fingerprinting is done and number of top operating system applications using which the scanning and attacks are being performed and detected. Top P0F apps and links. Port scanning applications such as Nmap synchronized scan and Nmap OS detection are used. Ethernet and modem are used in the top P0F links by the attacker. Top P0F attacker. The top P0F attacker are from Egypt, Tanzania, China and Russia. Top combination of username and password. The brute force passing username and password are analyzing the general properties of the attack. Try a generic brute force variable used in username and password to calculate any specific changes that may shown in the figure. The use of certain type of command on hacker is usually used for their own information, which include many configuration of the username and password. There are many differences in the information acquired by the sensor, though most of them are commonly used. The SSH use a single different combination is 0101 for SSH username and password. Top URL. Another interesting discovery was the URL that was considered dangerous was caught and the URL was taken down. It attempts to download any destructive information from the users that simulate a denial of service attack. The right hand side diagram shows a malicious virus of the first calculated URL in the list. Top signature in Elastic Honey sensor. This top signature is referred in Elastic Honey sensor, which is hosted that has the remote code execution vulnerability. There are two kinds of signature where the first one is Elastic Recon attempt and another is Elastic Search exploit attempt. the sensor deployed in Bangalore, and this signature in which the Elasticsearch recon attempt is the scanning for vulnerabilities is performed, and the Elasticsearch exploit attempt is something malicious activities happen. Attack payloads. It is detected that the attacker sends a connection from the following payload, which is a malware script that correspond to remote code execution attack. There are three attack in payload. The attack payload is caught in elastic honey sensor, where the content that is malicious by the attacker is to control the design documents in the framework to pick up far off access. The content mostly goes through the sandbox and execute some arrangement of harmful direction. I have found the vulnerabilities details as ID, types, reporter, modify time is shown. The attack IP is 185.181.10.234. They have mentioned CVSS score is 7.5, AI vulner score is 5.1. Then mention domain name, ID, types, reporter, and modified time. The IP content is described in the description, and in their mention access complexity is low, confidentiality is partial, integrity is partial, and availability is partial for the IP. Then another IP is 45.9.148.37. There is a secure IP in the RST thread field. They and mention modify time, type, and ID. And for more detail, you want to visit at rstcloud.net for the description. Snort sensor. In snort sensor, the top source is from France country. The top destination is from Singapore and India, and the top source port is 58476, and the destination port is 1433. There is a top signature in snort sensor. The first one is 80 drop D-shield block listed source group 1. Now I explain the three top signature. The second one is ET scan suspicious inbound to MS SQL port 1433. This type of signature is highly popular but insufficient to protect the MS SQL service. Once the attacker found port 1433 as open source, then brute force the start logging and attacking to the network. The ET scan potential SSH scan. This signature is about the brute force attack through which user tries fake IGAP packet to the server, and it allow the SQL injection attack and executes the malware decoded by network. ETCINS active threat intelligence poor reputation IPTCP group 23. The collective intelligence network security system which is used to collect the threat and attack from various number of IP, which is used to determine the location, frequency of attacks and other information about the attacker, so it easy to classify among the good IP address and the bad IP address. MD5. Some special MD5 hashes that the attacker used to run the several services that are caught in the MN server. The MD5 hash refers to the type of WannaCry ransomware virus. For analyzing the special MD5 hash, most of them are malicious. Port 445, where the Windows Service Message Block file sharing protocol run, and had the most attack from various IP sources. While review, the MD5 hashes are known as a 5.2 MB size DLL file that infect the device and run a vulnerable operation. The limitation is used to acquire control of the process and carry out unauthorized service. The MD5 hashes shown in the figure. Conclusion. In our study, automatic reconstruction of malicious section used host and network information to analyze complex attacks. It easy the complete analysis of complex attack and provide a good knowledge about those malicious activities. Honeypot technology used active defense compared to other security mechanisms, using simple flexible configuration, occupying less resources in a complex environment to work and collect data and information as an independent security information tool. In the end, the honeypots are pretty helpful for analyze, but most organizations do not support the problem well. In order to keep up to now, a lots of improvement and changes can be made, and even safety experts should really be very sensitive in introducing this form of honeypot, as they can have an influence of an organization internal situation. So you will boost them a lots of overcoming the limitation within the structure. Thank you.